So the first major upset of the World T20 is now accomplished. Zimbabwe beating Australia by 23 runs is what we are seeing. Shomik Chakraborty covering that game at the Premadasa for Rev Sports will join us in 4 or 5 minutes. He has to walk down from the media box. We are all in Colombo. Shomik was covering that particular game for us. And we were chatting that Australia has a problem. This could be a big issue for Australia. After it was 4 down for nothing, literally 50 odd, there was a partnership. People were thinking, is this the turnaround? Zimbabwe batted extremely well. Shubhan's friend, Sikandar Raza, once again doing the job with a 25 of 13. The openers batted well, 66 and 30 odd. And then Sikandar Raza with the 25, taking Zimbabwe to 169 for 2 of their 20 overs, which is excellent against Australia at the Premadasa. And what is important, you have to understand that the team batting second is yet again struggling. Is it about the wicket? How many spinners did Zimbabwe employ? But the threat was not a spinner. The real threat or the real damage was done by that man, Blessing Muzarabani. Blessing, 6'8", has been around in international cricket for a pretty long time for Zimbabwe and doing the job. Wow. And now Zimbabwe almost through. It could well be, unless they lose very badly against Sri Lanka. If Zimbabwe lose very badly against Sri Lanka, that could be an issue. If Sri Lanka beat Australia on Monday, then Zimbabwe will be in India group in Super 8. So that could mean India versus Zimbabwe at the Chepauk. That India-Australia match could become India versus Zimbabwe at the Chepauk cricket ground on the 26th is what we are getting. So Sri Lanka beating Australia on Monday means curtains for the Australian campaign. And Zimbabwe then becomes part of India's Super 8 fixture at the Chepauk on 26th of this month. All of a sudden, the World Cup, একজন লিখছেন ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ জমে ক্ষীর দ্রোণ কৃষ্ণা, আপনার মুখে একদম ফুলচন্দন। চলুন আমি রসগোল্লা দিয়ে দিলাম আপনাকে। এই যে আপনি বললেন জমে ক্ষীর, ক্ষীর খেতেও ইচ্ছে করছে, খাবো একটু পরে গিয়ে, ডোন্ট ওয়ারি। But the fact is, very, very big moment for Zimbabwe cricket because they have been facing a lot of turmoil. The Zimbabwe under Neil Johnson, Andy Flower, Grant Flower, Paul Strang, that Zimbabwe is no longer a thing of now, right? The 1999 World Cup, making it to the Super 8. Neil Johnson, if you remember, the player of the tournament in the 1999 World Cup. We've seen under Heath Streak, Zimbabwe, Edo Brandis, some really, really good performances from Zimbabwe. But more recently, Zimbabwe cricket had really fallen off the radar. Ryan Bull off and on, obviously Hamilton Masakadza off and on, clearly Blessing Muzarabani, and some of these players have done reasonably well, not to forget Sikandar Raza, who is a real star in the T20 format across the world. But overall, when I see overall Zimbabwe cricket, I have to say that they have been one of the underperformers of recent times. And from that standpoint, this Australia result is an absolutely cream result for Zimbabwe to take down one of the world's premier sides, champions of the 2001 World T20, champions of multiple time other formats, the world's premier cricket team in the test match arena, world test champions, ODI champions in 23. To take that team out for Zimbabwe is a major, major, major achievement. Major achievement. Someone saying Renu Srivastav, कुछ नहीं होगा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया क्वालिफाई करेगी, ओमान आयरलैंड को हरा देगी. I don't think it's that simple. I do think I do think Australia now will struggle, Renu. I don't think it will be that simple. If Sri Lanka takes Australia out, I don't see Australia qualifying. Honestly, I don't. And Sri Lanka on home soil will be a side to beat. They have 2 out of 2. Zimbabwe has 2 out of 2. Australia, if they lose to Sri Lanka, it could be curtains for Australia. I don't think that's going to work. So, Ireland हरा चुकी, ये क्या बोल रहे हो आप? Ireland हरा चुकी गे का क्या मतलब है? नहीं समझा मैंने. Blessing Muzarabani is a blessing for Zimbabwe, says Rehan Fernando. Clearly, you've got your alliteration right. Zimbabwe did certain things right, batting first, scoring a good total, putting pressure on the Australians. Shonko Goho, absolutely correct. Australia to play Sri Lanka next exactly, Amitesh, and that's on Monday. And if Australia lose to Sri Lanka, I dare say Australia are done. If Australia lose to Sri Lanka without their captain Mitch Marsh, they're anyways slightly problematic. Uh, that's the thing. Uh, why YouTube is not recommending your channels? I don't care what the YouTube is doing. Why don't you just pick up and watch? That's what it is. I mean, when you have something of quality, do you need somebody to come and recommend? Sachin Tendulkar is playing in Mumbai. Go watch. Did you need somebody to come and recommend? How does it matter? You decide what you want to watch. Classical music, do you get recommendations? No. A concert, you want to watch, listen to a certain singer, watch a certain performer, you follow and you go and watch. It's as simple as that, Anuj. uh, our job is to do quality work. Who recommends, who doesn't recommend is not our business. Zimbabwe are an underrated side. Yes, you are right. These players play a lot of T20 cricket in these relatively smaller leagues. Sikandar Raza, for example, plays every possible league. Played the IPL as well. Plays the Bangladesh League, the Australian League, multiple other leagues. Every other league in the world, you will see these players. So obviously, and this format is a fickle format. The format lends itself to a lot of possibility. Take the Netherlands game against Pakistan, almost. Take the USA game against India, almost. Take this one, Surya Kumar Yadav's run out. India could have been pushed. Netherlands, had that catch not been dropped by Max O'Dowd, could have happened. Absolutely could have happened. So I think big result for Zimbabwe. Couple more minutes. Let me close this because at 3 p.m. you will have Ashok Nambudri and Shomik Chakraborty joining you on the India build up. They talk about Kuldeep Yadav and can Kuldeep Yadav or should Kuldeep Yadav play. They will also talk about the Abhishek Sharma development. Can he actually make the team? Should he make the team? So let me kind of close the show saying this that it is a superb effort. It is a superb effort from Zimbabwe. Absolutely stellar effort to take Australia out. They batted smart. They scored 170. They did not go, by the way, they were two down. So they calibrated well. You must understand this. Oftentimes, teams to go for, say, a 200 score get all out for 150. Zimbabwe calibrated genuinely well. Zimbabwe planned it well, understood what is the requirement in that Premadasa track, went for 170, not a 200, and then their bowlers got into the act. Whether it's a Blessing Muzarabani with 4 over 17 4, Zimbabwe managed to control that game. Tremendous result for them. Opens up the World Cup, the first real shocker of this World Cup. Multiple decisions have come, multiple games have gone down to the wire. Italy beating Nepal was a great result. Zimbabwe, Australia, great result. Netherlands pushing Pakistan, America pushing India. This World Cup has well and truly stood up. That's all I will have now. Watch 3 p.m. in 10 minutes. Ashok Nambudri and Shomik Chakraborty decoding the India team combination. India, let me also tell you, lands in Colombo in about 5.5 hours from now. Thank you very much for watching.